Hi, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamu alaikum. Today I welcome you guys on Mindful Talk with Amber. Let's talk to you. And I have an awesome guest with me today, Shanat Ray Palmer. Thank you, Shanat, for joining us tonight.
It's my pleasure. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. So Shanat is a good old friend, and actually, I feel honored as a Pattersonian. Introducing another Pattersonian. She has, been in Patterson from the beginning of her journey of in life, and she's a home care provider. And Shanat, please explain to us what's a home care provider, and please let us know about your life and journey, and let's get started with that.
Okay, sure. So, again, my name is Shernette Frey Palmer, and I just want to say I'm honored to be here. Um, Basically, my journey started when I migrated to this country back when I was 7. I came from Jamaica, and I basically grew up uh, attending all my schooling pretty much was here. In Patterson, as a matter of fact. I started out in elementary school number 10 and went to several elementary schools throughout my time, at which time I graduated 26, school number 26, and I went on to Rosa Parks High School where I graduated. I left Rosa Parks and went to Montclair and decided I wasn't comfortable there, so I transitioned over to Passaic County Community College. I just wanted to be closer to home. At which time I wanted to become a nurse, so I went into the nursing field. But as time went on, I changed my nursing to education.
How come?
Somewhere along, well, what happened was I felt more of a I was compelled to do it. I wanted to be a nurse, but I wanted to be a nurse to prove something to people. I wanted to go into education because I felt that was where my passion was. So that's the reason why I changed over to education. And also, at the time, I had just had a new child, and nursing and a mother, they did not intertwine because it takes a lot to, for the course study and the practicals and everything. So I just said, you know what, I'll stick to education. I'm more at home with education anyway, and it's simpler, so I'll do that. I went through, while I was working as a supervisor at um, an adult training center, I was dealing with individuals who were physically disabled. They were so childlike. And that's when I realized I'm actually drawn to young people, um, because I had to do a lot for them. They were very needy, and teaching them the basic fundamentals of life helped me to realize my true calling, which was, again, education and dealing with the little people.
Mhm.
At which time I left that facility and I started working as a lead teacher at a preschool. And then um, I saw some things that were going on, and I was like, that's really not, I could do better. I spoke to my sister and I said to her, listen, why don't we get together and start our own,
Mhm. This is
family
actually
childcare? And yes, go ahead.
so, Shana, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but sometimes people say certain things, and it's important to catch them during that moment. Um, it is so important to know your true calling, as you said. Most of the time, I'm not saying anything ill or bad about medical profession. Nursing is a very humble profession, and people take it that everybody can do it. But it is so important, as you said, to recognize what is your own calling. People sometimes just get stuck with wrong professions for a very long time because they think that that's it, that's the one which is for me, and they keep going on, and it takes long, and that's not the right profession for them. So you said something really important. So I wanted to appreciate that, especially as a mother, I don't know if you were a mother at that time, maybe not. you know um
Actually, yes.
yeah, I you did
I,
say.
I, at the time, I was already a mother of four. Still am only a mother of four. Now a grandmother of two.
It's a great, young grandmother, which is good and healthy, you and
Which is the best way to be, because you, especially if you are 100% um a part of your children and your grandchildren's life, you want to be able to run behind them and assist them any way possible. And I'm grateful that God has blessed me that I can have the ability to be there for them and to move around, be mobile enough that I can be, that support, the support system.
correct. And I know that you were talking about your journey being in childcare. So, and your business is 24 hours, correct?
Yes, it runs 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. However, that was pre-COVID. Post-COVID, we're still 24/7. However, because of us minimizing the capacity of the children that we service, we right now have halted our later shift and weekend shift. And
Mhm.
also, because I am a new grandmother, I do also have to safeguard my personal grandchildren as well, and children, because what a lot of people don't realize, we talk about COVID and we talk about, oh, the place is opening up and everything. However, one of the things that we have to recognize is that the vaccines is only good for 12 and up. These little babies aren't protected. They can't
Correct.
be protected at this point. So we have to be the protection for them. So
Mhm.
that's the reason why we have kind of minimized, our hours of care right now.
Yeah. And depending on post COVID and pre COVID, even after COVID has gone, the impact on your livelihood and on your business is quite some.
Yes, it has. It's been very debilitating. Pre-COVID, we had a very flourishing business. Yes, we did our sanitation, and um, we followed protocol. But now, post-COVID, it's even more amplified, and it takes up so much more time. So a lot of times it does. Um, it kind of, it's a drawback in a sense, because we have to be sanitizing double time and then still keep an academic flow. So
Hmm.
sometimes it can get a little difficult.
Okay. And I know that you work with young kids,
Okay.
and um, the thing is that this is childcare from your home, correct?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So what's the difference? Just in because we have mix of audience, for everybody to understand, what is the difference between a childcare and a daycare setting?
So with a family childcare, we are home based. We're at a smaller capacity, and it's more of an on an intimate level. Where a daycare is more that of, it's a broader setting, and it's a broader setting and it's the regulations are a little different.
Mhm.
They're different in the sense that on a private sector, we're able to pretty much run the family childcare how we want it within guidelines. Um, there's more, I would say, restrictions when it's a daycare or an institution, which
Okay.
is one of the main reason why I want to stay as a family childcare, because there are certain beliefs and restrictions that I do not want to affect the family childcare.
Okay. Because you said it's more of an intimate environment.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's smaller, and we're able to gauge the children and interact with the children more on a one-on-one basis, so they can get that one-on-one learning time that is adequate for them.
So parents are more comfortable and they would leave the child like, okay, I'm not coming. Keep my kid for the whole night. I'll pick him up in the morning.
We've had parents who would really they're like, please,
Oh
can I?
my God.
And I'm like, yeah, no, we have a schedule, because even though we run 24 hours, there are shifts. So we
Mhm.
have the AM, the PM, and the overnight. We do also what's called recreational hours, which if the parents need to go to the movies or the laundry or shopping, that's something that we do offer. Preferably on the weekends. However, some parents maybe only have a day off during the week and able to do that, we can accommodate. But it's according to space, and also because we have to keep the ratio because we are a small entity.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Something really nice to know. So everybody, all the people out there, if you need a little date night or you need to do something, Shania is the
Exactly.
person to call.
Exactly.
So I'm gonna take you way back because I know you came from an immigrant family, and coming from an immigrant family and a woman of color, then being an entrepreneur, a businesswoman. I want to ask you about your initial struggles as a young kid when you came, and how difficult or easy it was to pick it up from where you came, and how do you think that what are the struggles, or if you have any advice to give to younger women?
um to be honest, Amber, to say I had struggles coming in, it would be a little bit much. It wasn't, I never really had a struggle. I had actually a pretty good life. I have a wonderful support system. Now, the struggle would be if I didn't have that support system. And that's what the message that I would give to other young people is: find that system that works for you. Because my system may not be right for everyone.
Mm.
It was good for me. I have an awesome mother that, regardless of my choices in life, always covered me, always had my back. Um, I have a sister that is willing to help me regardless of what the situation is. Um, the biggest misconception is that as a woman you can't do it because you're not going to get the same respect. But respect, you have to understand that you're going to get respect if you require it. If you accept anything, you're going to be treated as such. I was always a strong-minded individual, so therefore I did not accept any type of behavior, and I did not tolerate any type of treatment. So therefore, if I wanted to go for something, or if I wanted to do something, I would just go for it and I wouldn't stop until I get it. Hence, I'm right here. I
Absolutely.
always find the right individuals to connect with, and it's all about your your people person skills. You cannot achieve anything if you don't know how to deal with people. And and even if you are a CEO,
Mm-hmm.
you don't stay there too long if you do not have people skills.
Absolutely right. You're absolutely right. But it looks like that you have been more lucky in your
I
life.
haven't been lucky. I don't believe in luck. I believe in blessing, and God has blessed me favorably.
Okay.
I don't know why, but yes, He has blessed me favorably in all my doings and in all my shortcomings. He always find a way to help me through, myself and my family. So yes, I have been blessed.
Okay. Awesome. So, question: as a very well balanced behaviorally child care provider who has been blessed, and and it looks like that you really got everything under control. But in childcare, we have kids, we have tantrums, we have families, because you deal with the families, and trust me, that's one of the most difficult thing to do. Watching somebody else's kids, and you're doing 24/7. So, when you see challenging kids and behavior, and how do you deal with that, and what would be your advice to parents who have challenging kids?
Well, one of the thing that we try to instill in the parents is that they're little people, and there are times that we get off the handle as adults.
Mhm.
It's okay. Everyone has a bad day. If they're having a bad day, give them that chance, give them that opportunity to get their feelings out, because something might be going on internally that
Mhm.
we just need to find out. A lot of, and I wasn't always this way, a lot of it came from training and development, and that's what I try to also offer my parents. If they become overwhelmed and they say they just can't handle it, then I'll try to redirect them to a place where, or to someone who can assist them in better handling the situation. Yes, you do have problematic children, but problematic children tend to come from a problematic environment. How
Mm.
can we rectify that situation? We might need to remove the child from the environment. We might need to find um, a better course
Mhm.
for the child.
Mhm.
So these are things that I sit down and I talk to the parents sometimes. I mean, parents know they can call me at any time. I am not just a 9 to 5 provider. If they need to call me at midnight, listen, you can call me, because I'm a parent first. You need to talk, you need to vent, even if it's something that I might have done, because at the end of the day, I tell my parents, in order for me to grow, you communication is key. And if you're not honest with me that I'm doing something that's wrong, or I'm doing something that is not favorable in your sight, how am I going to grow? How can the daycare become better? We're here to serve you. We're working for you. So what do we need to do to help you, to help your child have a better future in the daycare?
Absolutely. And that is your key of success, because you're so open to take any advice and criticism. So let me ask you this: which ethnic nationality is been most difficult to deal with?
African Americans.
Really?
And it's so sad to say, but I don't know. My own people they're very critical, and it's almost like they want us to work magic. We're trying the best that we can, and we're doing as much as we can with limited resource at times, but they don't take the time to really see what we're trying to do, and we're still providing a compassionate care, loving environment for the children, which is what is most important, is
Mhm.
ensuring that the children are happy and they're safe. But for some reason, African Americans are very critical, and they're very difficult to please. So yeah, unfortunately, that has been our greatest
Okay.
feat.
So, so which one is the easiest?
Culturally, I would say Caribbeans
Oh,
more
really?
Caribbeans, more Hispanics. They are more understanding. They are more nurturing to the situation. And for some reason, they have more of a acceptance to changes. Whereas I've seen other nationalities, they're like, here we go again, another change, and you get the attitude and but Hispanics generally are very,
Prone to changes.
yeah, they're a little bit more easygoing. I mean, they still want you to keep a standard, but they understand that things don't always work the way how you intend on it to work.
I wonder why.
That I can't tell
What
you. I've been
is
wondering that myself, but I really
the music?
I
They
don't.
have a very different kind of music. Okay. So, I know we're getting very close to our time. I do wanna, take you that what is one thing that you really want to give, a message to a younger crowd, and specifically, you as a home care provider. Let's say if you have a magic wand, what would you do?
Well, without even thinking, if I had a magic wand, I would want 3 of me and 5 of my sister, and we would have a perfect daycare. I kid you not, we would have an absolute phenomenal daycare. However, let's be realistic. That's not going to happen, even with a magic wand.
Yeah, let's be real.
But what I would suggest to the younger crowd is go for what you truly love. Do not try to please people. People pleasing will not get you anywhere. Financially, you might be in a better position, but will you truly be happy?
Okay.
And that's at the end of the day, in any business that you're doing, in any endeavor that you're doing, make sure you're happy. Make sure you are happy first, because you cannot make someone else happy if you're not happy.
Absolutely. Hearing from somebody who's really happy, and um, you switched your career in an earlier stage, and I see that you're still doing good and happy. But having said that, it doesn't mean that you must not have challenges as a home care provider. So, what is your biggest challenge?
My biggest challenge right now is the fact that family childcare is not perceived the way we should be perceived. We are not recognized the way we should be recognized, and we're not respected the way we should be respected. We are requested. The request is that we should always be, we have quality standards, high standards for our children, but at the same time, we're not getting the same respect. We're not getting the same treatment. We're not at the table helping to make decisions. So therefore, we end up at the bottom of the barrel, getting the least out of whatever is due to anyone in childcare. We offer, even during the pandemic, for instance, family childcare across the nation have been open, but we're not considered essential workers, but yet we stayed open so that essential workers could go to work.
Mhm.
We never even as much as got a thank you, much less a raise. Now
Really?
I have a problem with that.
That is problematic. So, what do you think can be done?
We need to be at the table. They need to listen to what we have to say, because family childcare, especially since the pandemic, a lot of parents are choosing to put their children in family childcare because of the smaller setting.
Mhm.
And there's less likelihood of a contamination or an outbreak
Correct.
because we are a smaller setting.
Absolutely.
We need to get the same amount of respect as the institutions are getting, because we are required to get certain level of education and to follow certain modules. So why shouldn't we be treated and funded the same way in which our counterparts are?
Okay. I think this pandemic has changed the whole scenario of many things in life. And I'm sure that, your journey as a family childcare provider has greatly impacted on it. As you said, that many people are looking into it and, getting interested. And, oh, that is something that I can do sitting at home. And, so things are changing. But
But we want to be very careful with how we view that, because this the we got to be careful with the speech, because it's not just sitting at home,
mhm,
because we are providing quality care with academics. So it's not sitting at home because we're actually working. We're not twiddling our thumbs. The children are not watching TV 24 hours a day. No, we're not doing that. We literally have a schedule that has to be followed. And on top of that, it's a routine. We also have to be sanitizing behind every single activity,
mhm.
every single thing that the children do. So it's a very tedious time for us right now.
Yeah, yes, it is. Um, I know we're coming very close to our time. I would want to ask you to give your last messages that you have for our audience. And, time just flew. I didn't even realize. It felt like it was 5 minutes.
Well, I really just want to say, number one, I'm really grateful to be on this platform. And I just really want everyone to understand that family childcare, we are not babysitters. Yes, you do have babysitters, but quality childcare, family childcare, we go to school, we get our education, we have to have some educational background in order to do what we do and to provide quality care. For instance, my childcare, my family childcare, we are Grow New Jersey rated, which means we are at a high level standard. Is that every provider? I'm not going to tell you that's every provider, but it's for those providers who value the education of the children and the worth of the children. We need to be respected, and we need to be at the table. We need to be at the forefront, and they need to listen to us, because we are the future and we're taking over.
Okay. Having said that, Jeanette, whenever, as you said previously, I always got respected because that's how I perceived in life, and that's how I made my kids do it. And you always got what you had or wanted in life. I think it's the energy that one carries. But you're right, and you're a leader. So, and I wish you all the best with this
Thank you.
convention. You're very welcome. The way things are changing, hopefully you will be leading a new, era of making changes for family childcare providers.
Thank you. I look forward to the challenges that's ahead of me. And
Yeah.
by the grace of God, I will succeed at every one of them.
Yes, you will. You have been doing a great job, and you will. I wish you all the best. And
Thank you.
having said that, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us tonight. That was Jeanette Frey with Talk Real. on Mindful Talk with Amber, and I will see you again on another show. Have a good night. Assalamu alaikum.